Right then, this bulkhead build. Turned into more of a job than I thought. Show you what I've done. I've stripped the old bulkhead, the one that I had the spare. See, basically that's what's left of that one. So we have come out with some usable bits that were left. And what I've managed to do is, this is the panel in the middle. See in the middle seat? You'll probably recognise it. But as you can see, it's all been cut and butchered. See all here? It was all cut off, butchered. I'm not really sure why, whether someone had done something to maybe try and get the gearbox out without taking the seat box out or something. I'm not really sure, peeps, I'll be honest. So anyway, what I've done is this is the one that I've saved off. Let me just put this camera down a second. This is the one that I've saved. Is that any good? No, it's going to fall off the bench. Oh, right. Put it on here for now. Right. How's that? Yeah, kind of. Right, so this is the part that I saved off the other one. So as you can see, this one's intact. Right, it's not been cut, took some getting out mind. So we've got that piece. We've also taken out all of the floor pan because it was completely shot. So I've drilled out all the spot welds. You can see we've still got a bit of rot there. We'll deal with that later. All this is pretty good, I'll be honest. Put new feet in. And I've braced this across here on the feet. So what I did before I cut any of this out, because clearly it's going to lose all its strength, I put in the new feet, set them, and then I've just tack welded this on here. It's underneath actually, you can't see it now. But that's, so at least that's set and it's not going to move anywhere. Because otherwise when I took all this out of here, it all just went bleh. So yeah, I've got all that side. So that's that one sort of cut in and ready to go really. I'm not going to bother doing any more of it tonight, but see, all that one's got to come out as well. So what I'm going to do is I'll take the entire, excuse me, I'll take the entire pan out of that as well. You can see it's all quite badly rusted where all seals were, but the actual door pillar doesn't look too bad. So we get all this malarkey off here tomorrow maybe. Well, not tomorrow because I'm going out with Joe and Charles tomorrow. But yeah, I've got a new floor pan for that as well. So we'll do the same with that. We'll get it to that stage. And then, like I said, that one goes in. There is another little panel somewhere. Where have I put it? This one here, which goes on the outside here, under the bonnet. So this is a sort of strengthening piece. But again, they've been cut out. Now, this is not metal worm. This, believe it or not, peeps, is every spot weld that was put on when it left the factory. Had to drill all them out just to get the bloody thing off. I guess someone in the factory on the day this one was made was a bit bored and just decided to go mad with a spot welder. I don't know. But anyway, it's off in the end. So we're getting somewhere with it. It's starting to look much more like a reasonable bulkhead. And the more I cut back and I go within, I find, you know, the bits that are left are pretty good, to be honest. Pretty good. It's only the shitty bits like that, really, that sort of let it down. And all this horrible bit in the middle, clearly. But I think another day or two on this, and it should be ready. But now it means I'm going to have to paint it, I suppose, doesn't it? Because it's all going to be a lot of bare metal. Give myself work, don't I? Anyway, stick with us. We'll see how we get on with this. Right, I don't know how far I got last time, because I've forgotten. Ha, slept since then. So just doing a bit more on this bulkhead. I think I've shown you all that bit there that we've cut out, and I put the new piece in just to try it in. Now I know someone's going to say that's the wrong side, it should be underneath. I know that goes underneath, okay? It's just trying it in. So this is getting the passenger one out now, so you can see I've started drilling out. This wonderful super duper drill bit that I bought, you know, for taking out the spot welds. Yeah, well, blunt. So back to an ordinary drill bit, and to be fair, this is coming out anyway, so I'm just drilling straight through. try to be a bit careful on these because I don't really want to drill through the door pillar. I want to keep that. I'll have to rebuild this little bit of door pillar down here, but we'll do that afterwards. What I plan to do is get this out so it's all bare down here and we've got just the legs. Then I need to check the measurements then, because I'm not convinced this is bang on. This is sort of in the position it was when I got it, but looking how rotten it is and how it had been chopped about, I'm not convinced that's the right size. So what we'll do next is, once we've got that out, and before we weld anything in, is we'll take the measurements from here over to here, so the mountings for the bulkhead on here, and then we'll check those measurements with that bolt and that bolt, whatever it is there. Get that right, which might mean just taking the tack welds off this bar, adjusting that slightly with maybe a ratchet strap or something. I'm not really sure. We'll sort that out when we get to it, and then tacking that back on probably, because the last thing I want to do is get this all together welded up and then we offer it up to that and it won't fit. Now that would be a major catastrophe. I can't say that word. A major disaster. Let's say disaster. So I'm just going to crack on with this bit tonight. I'm not going to do any welding or anything tonight because I've left my welding glasses at home. Don't know why I took them home. But anyway, I can't weld with these glasses because these are super duper varifocal, so I can only see when I do that. Anyway, so I'll stick it on time warp. We'll do a little bit of what's going on here. There's only, like I say, only this bit really to cut out now. So I'll catch up with you shortly. So quick update now where I'm at. So I've got everything out really. What I've done is I've clamped it to the bench on this bottom beam just to get it upright and sort of kind of sturdy. I've checked the measurements, there to there and there to there, and I'm within, I don't know, 5 or 6 mil, I think, something like that. To be fair to Land Rover, I bet it didn't come out the factory within 5 mil. So I'm happy enough with the legs, they're fine. I've laid it down on the bench and it seems to lie flat. I've also done some diagonal measurements, so from that bracket there down to that hole, and that bracket there to that hole, again, within about 3 mil of each other. So this is the part that I'd saved off the other bulkhead, the centre one that had all been cut up. I don't know whether you remember it. So looking at that now, I've got this floor pan. Now this is a Britpart floor pan, I think. I didn't go for the YRM because, well, they were a tenner each more. I'm too tight. So, I'm joking. It's because it's not really going to be like a concourse build. Otherwise, I would have gone for YRM panels, I promise you. So anyway, yeah, I've cut all that out. I think you'll agree that fits quite nice, quite snug. I mean, all this has got to go back in, and I know I'll have to make up some bits and pieces around here. But they should be easy enough to make. I also need to make up some ends to these legs here, some little repair panels. I think the same on the other side. If we have a look at that side, yeah, that wants a little repair panel making, but I'll make something to go in there. That should be easy enough. And then this panel, which we've already tried in the other day, that seemed to fit nicely as well. So, fingers crossed, peeps. I think it's all going to go back together well. That'll be a first, won't it? That'll be a first. So yeah, I think I'm probably going to call it a day for today, to be honest. Don't overdo it in the evenings, do we? I grow to hate doing it. So I'm going to give it a rest now. But as you can see, it's all there, ready to go. I think what I'll probably do to get this out of the way is probably weld this to the bench to get everything sort of finally clamped and tacked in. And then we'll see how we go from there. But I think it's a good place for it to be to start with. I mean, it's the likes of all these I'll do afterwards, all these little bits. I'll do them once I've got some structure back in it and I'm happy that it's strong enough. Same with this bit here. I'm going to put all the panels in first. So we've got, because if I take that out now, I'm left with very little reference as to where to go. I know I can go back to sort of here. I've got decent steel. So, you know, this wants to come out. But I'll do that afterwards when we've got the stuff. So when I've got the new floor pan in there, and this is in, and it's all solid, then I get a good reference then for all these bits and pieces to make repair panels. Otherwise, I'm trying to make a panel that I don't know where it goes to, really. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we are. Oh look, another bit of repair. Oh shit, another bit of repair I want doing on there. So at the moment, I won't cut them off because it gives me an idea. It gives me something, doesn't it? Even if you have to sort of straighten it out, it gives you a little bit of an idea where it should go to. So I try not, this is only me, honestly I'm not a professional, but I try not to cut stuff like that off until right at the last minute, and try and make the panel to look as close as you can to what's left. But anyway, you probably know stuff like that, don't you? If you're watching shit like this and you're going to do it yourself, you should do. Right. I'll leave you to it, peeps. I'll catch up with you again. I'll probably come down again maybe tomorrow night and do a bit more. I don't know. I think Ryan's around here as well. Give you a little sneak at what he's at. I know he's not working on the Jimmy, but look, around there. Big smiles at the minute, this lad. Big smiles.
That's why.
Should we have a quick look? There's a bit of a...
Oh, that's shite.
So that gives you a clue what he's done. If that there's shite, now we all remember, well, you might not remember because we didn't show you on here, but other people remember how much work he put into that bit of shite there. So that gives you an idea. Now then, peeps, look at that. Hey, isn't that something else? That's what I'd call pretty much a work of art, you know. Look at that. Hell of a thing, isn't it? This thing here, it's going out there. That's what's commonly known as a screamer pipe. Now you lot might know more about screamer pipes than I do. It sounds like a good idea.
Losing the name, Scream. It's going to be loud.
So just a little preview there of what's going on. So he's got a bigger turbo down there as well. Can we see it better down there, can we? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, there it is. So you can see a much bigger turbo than he had before.
All I have to do now is pipe up my radiator. It's good to run.
Oh, ready to go. We'll give you a little sneaky preview of that, because he'll be putting it on TikTok. Lots of you may already see this. If you haven't, have a look on his TikTok. Get on his TikTok and his Instagram.
It's on the Blue Chimney TikTok.
There you go. Blue Chimney TikTok. Get on there and have a look. I think he had something like, I don't know, 50,000 views in half an hour last night. Matt Armstrong, he's coming for you, lad. He's coming for you. Right, anyway, I'll leave you, peeps. I'm going to go home and get some scran, I think. Or start making some scran before I get... Otherwise, we'll be down here till all hours. And then I'll be knackered in the morning. Right, I'll catch up with you soon. Be Be good, peeps, be good. Well done.